The Zuckers are unusual.
They're outrageous.
They're like kids. I mean, it's like you feel, when you're around them, you just feel like being a kid again.
I feel that I've grown from the experience of making ghosts. And that I no longer have the need to do kind of silly, stupid comedy.
They love surprise and unpredictability.
Frank.
Jane.
I definitely don't think they're crazy. I just think they have a justifiable grudge against a lot of the BS that we see in the world, and they get out there and pop those balloons.
They're psychological. Psycho but logical.
Maybe, in fact, that everyone else is crazy and they're quite sane.
They give me the impression of being two horny kids.
With a real willingness to just be stupid.
Clearance, Clarence.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
We'd like you to have this flower from the Church of Religious Consciousness. Oh!
We're the specialists, eyes, ears, nose, and throat.
Heat eyes, I'm ears, heat nose.
We all the throat.
Got a girl named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy.
Freeze!
Is this some kind of bus?
Well, it's very impressive, yes.
She rocked me to the east, she rocked me to the west, but she's the girl that I love best. So tutti frutti.
Cream? No, thank you. I take it back. Like my man.
Hi, Jerry. How are you, honey? We're in a white stretch limo. The lights are on us. The camera's rolling. They're recording everything we're saying. I shouldn't tell them anything, Jerry? What sort of things should I not tell them? I shouldn't say that you were a bad child, and that I really write all your movies. David and Jerry pick out the role for me, and even if it's a one-liner, and I accept it gladly and enthusiastically. You know, when it started before the movies, David and Jerry were doing video bits in the basement and in the kitchen of our house when they had Kentucky Fried Theater in Madison. There was one bit where they had me sewing without a thimble.
Ladies, how many times has this happened to you?
I had pricked my finger, and that was very difficult. But now, with Wonder Thimble, how wonderful it is. And I held up my hand to show Wonder Thimble. And David said, no, Mom, not like that. Put these fingers down. Now say Wonder Thimble. And I was so naive. I didn't know what he was doing, but I caught on pretty fast, but it went on film anyhow.
Our first objective was to move the entire show, the Kentucky Fried Theater show, out to Hollywood, and then hopefully we'd get discovered and be on the Tonight Show.
I have never met this next group of performers, and so I will just read you the notes that we have here, but I will leave it to you here in the studio audience to be nice to them, because this is their first appearance on the Tonight Show.
It's almost like he was saying they're not very good, and here they are, the Kentucky Fried Theater. So we come on and we do our stuff. I would announce a fried egg, and then Jerry would flop down and wiggle. The audience is applauding a little bit, and the shot comes back to Joey Bishop, and he's going.
Our humor is very much based in coming from Milwaukee, because Milwaukee is very much a place where things come to, not from. And people in Milwaukee, as a result, have a kind of a self-deprecating sense of humor, and a way of poking fun at the big guys. And so that's really what we were doing in a way. We were making fun of Hollywood.
All we were saying is the emperor has no clothes. And we were saying it about movies and about a specific genre of movies, about disaster movies.
They're interested in parodying movies that everybody's seen. This is not the homage in the way that French directors or European directors generally like to play off routines. In many ways, they are the light side of Steven Spielberg.
Deja vu. I'll always remember you. And I'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
The day Ghost opened, David called me up and said, you know, that pottery scene, that's going to be a classic. We can spoof that. Somehow, to me, that means legitimacy. If people are making fun of you, you have arrived.
Now, from the brother of the director of Ghost.
If you look at our earliest stuff on videotape, those bits we did in the basement of our house in Milwaukee in 1970.
You know a little girl named Rosie what used to live on the Hunker Boulevard?
Yeah, I don't know, Copper. All of a sudden my memory ain't so good.
Maybe it's to refresh your memory.
That was a bad memory.
Well, this should refresh it.
You can see the same humor at work in Naked Gun.
Maybe this will refresh your memory.
I don't know, it's still kind of hazy.
How about this?
Yeah, I remember him. I used to see him around. Why do you want to know?
I can't tell you that.
Well, maybe this'll help.
I really don't think I should.
Yeah, you still don't think so?
All right, his name is Nordberg.
When we first started on the stage in Madison, it was like anything goes. Anything was funny.
It was those days in that era, and it was very free-spirited and free-thinking and all the things that those things were. And my recollection of the theater mostly is looking out into the audience and just seeing a sea of hair. Everybody had hair. All the guys had hair on their faces and hair down to here, and the women all had hair down to here. So you just see a sea of hair and army jackets, actually, because that was the attire of the era.
You know, 70, 71 was just the time when it was starting to be okay to laugh again at something that was just silly.
Should premature ejaculation occur, the Joy of Sex album comes equipped with Big Jim Slade.
I'd never seen their show, and I went and saw their show, which was very funny and very successful. They were making money on that thing, and so we made a movie that was based on their show.
Big Jim has satisfied women throughout the world. Big Jim, former tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, is outfitted with various whips, chains, and a sexual appetite that will knock your socks off.